What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Today on our hands, we have one of the newest comedy drama series called Emily in Paris. Releasing just over a month ago, it raised eyebrows everywhere, so many people turning to this TV show that somehow shows a connection to the infamous Sex and the City, which was the favorite for many when it came out. And after the first season release, fans everywhere were asking about a second season, getting too attached to the series. So today, we will take a first look into the second season of Emily in Paris. Enjoy! Season 1 Recap. Before moving forward with the second season and everything that has been leaked, or we managed to do some digging and found out, let us take a dive into the first season and see how everything went by, what events occurred, and how many things ended at the Season 1 finale. What will be the aftermath of it, and how will the story progress, leading on from the first season? We have to warn you, though, there will be some spoilers in this section, as it contains some details of what the show is about, how was it viewed by the critics, and how the story goes. So if you don't want for us to spoil the series for you, go watch it. It's one hell of a time killer. So without further ado, let's begin Emily in Paris, an American rom-com television series created by Darren Star. The star of the series is Lily Collins, who is torn apart between her work succession and her love life, while also experiencing a culture clash with her mundane Midwestern upbringing. The TV show also stars Ashley Park, Philippine Leroy-Beaulieu, Lucas Bravo, Samuel Arnold, Camille Razat, and Bruno Gouery, filling out the amazing cast all huddled up together. The series has a strong start in that Emily, an all-American personality and attitude, are brought to Paris, and see how will she manage in her new office and offer fresh ideas to her field. However, right away she faces one of the many obstacles even during the first episode, and that is her inability to speak French. That turns out to be a big problem, maybe even the biggest in her life so far. Emily's enthusiasm and intricacies of the French amour are able to impress a married and flirtatious client. Meanwhile, Emily has concerns which are voiced on her part in a campaign ad, while she deals with all sorts of problems, from plumbing and disagreeable coworkers, all the way to language lessons. She gets a little help from a new employee to score a big client, but her unsettled life transitions into her workspace, and Emily faces potential problems in scoring the deal because of her messy work environment. Emily's social media starts to skyrocket, and thus she figures out that it can help her in a way of opening even more doors in Paris, and a friendly night out is a result of an eye-to-eye sighting with Gabriel. When a meeting with an iconic couture house fell flat over a simple mistake, the only place Emily finds comfort in is the company of a seemingly charming professor. The moment when she is to watch over an American actress is the moment in her life when everything starts spiraling out of control. As the season comes to an end, we are given a sight of Emily as her job is on the line just before a Fashion Week debacle, and she is set to devise a new plan while also preparing to say goodbye to an old friend. The Parisian dream of Emily isn't what she signed up for, and it's not just smooth sailing, carefree, following the savior's social media and strategy after leaving Chicago. But she never gives up, as she always finds a way to make the best out of any situation given, and right at the end, she is faced as she tries to survive her biggest professional challenge yet.
Oh, slower. You're supposed to savor it. Okay.
Season 2 Renewed. Ever since the series aired on the Netflix platform, the fans were eager to know all about a second season, and the news of the renewal of the series for a second season came fast, just after a month of the release on the series on the 11th of November, 2020. The renewal came in a letter by Savoir, the company that Emily works for, and by none other than her boss, Sylvie Grottu, which is a very unique and creative way if you ask us, and productions all over the world should do the same with their series and spread the news in the same segment as the series they are releasing. Tell us what you think of the way Emily in Paris was renewed. Did you like it? And are you agreeing with us for the other companies to do the same? Down in the comment section below.
He lives downstairs. I don't want to make it complicated.
Oh, sometimes the best relationships are complicated.
Season 2 release date. After the news of the renewal came in, the next question every one of us asked is, when will it air? When is the second season coming? It, which shall not be named, was the reason many companies across the TV and movie industry have been slowing down proceedings, and many streamers were forced to cancel previously renewed shows, such as Glow and The Society. However, a number of platforms are now back up and running. So the best case scenario for the release of the second season would be October 2021. A year-long hiatus should be enough, but don't hold us to that because of the pandemic in the world that is present right now. Many things could change, and the show to be delayed further.
And I feel like I'm dreaming and I'm about to wake up.
Well, let's not wake up just yet.
Season 2 trailer. As for the trailer, not any news has been popping up, since it is still too early to tell. The renewal of the series just came in, a little bit more than 2 weeks ago, and considering the release trailer for the first season was the month leading up to the premiere, this should be the same for the second season trailer, or first look teaser trailer. Thus, be on the lookout, as sometimes things can get a little bit spicy, and a short or even a small clip might be released anytime soon. We can all hope to get a first glance at the series as soon as we can.
Are you hungry? Would you like to have a coffee or...
Oh, actually, I have to get to my office.
Season 2 cast. Everyone that watched the first season, everyone could see that this was kind of the pilot, not a pilot episode, but rather a pilot season, so to say, as nothing huge and dramatic happened beside the story of Emily and the obstacles she had to face to get to where she is now. There weren't any big departures on the show's outing, so most of the cast should be reprising their roles in the second season too. Which means that following should all be back for the second season of the series. Lily Collins and Emily is first and foremost for sure. Her crush and neighbor Gabriel, portrayed by Lucas Bravo, is here to stay. Her French BFF, Mindy, played by Ashley Park, will be joining the cast once again. She may or may not be right now's girlfriend of Gabriel. Camille, portrayed by Camille Razat, is also in the cast. The boss, Sylvie, played by Philippine Leroy-Beaulieu, will be joining them. As for her employees and the likes of Julian and Luke, portraying them Samuel Arnold and Bruno Gouery, respectively. And also Sylvie's love interest, Antoine, played by William Abade. This is all we know so far about the cast. Now there is a slim chance that some of the cast members will be leaving, ones that have minor roles. But seeing how the story goes, we might see a lot of fresh new faces in the second season for sure.
Merci for the shower.
La douche.
What?
The shower is la douche.
Oh. Well, I had a wonderful douche.
Season 2 plot. For the plot and story, how it will develop, and what will it consist of, there were some things said in many interviews from the man in charge, the brain behind this whole operation, Darren Star. In short, he said that Emily will be more of a part in the fabric of the world she is living in, more of a resident in the city and not just a newcomer, and also both feet on the ground a little bit more, starting her own life there in the streets of Paris. As we all saw in the end of the first season, Emily was on a brink of being shipped back to Chicago, but somehow she managed to redeem herself by helping designer Pierre Cadult pull off his fashion show, and he managed to save her job at Sauveur. Both hers and Gabriel's adventures are there to be continued. After he was almost certain to go back to Normandy and start his own business there and not in Paris, him and his now girlfriend Camille decided to stay in Paris, but they eventually broke up, and left him and Emily to enjoy a night of passion together. And since the investor came in the spotlight for his restaurant in Paris, that passionate goodbye is now looking like a big mistake. Thus, an aftermath and many questions and theories were entangled. Will Gabriel and Camille patch things back as they were, or will he choose Emily, thus ending the relationship between her and Camille altogether? Even though Emily started dating the nephew of Pierre, Matthew, despite him being set his heart on her, this will probably not last too long. And also this could mean a bad relationship with the designer, who will be also keen to destroy Emily's relation with Sylvie, her boss. Right now, Emily seems to be in the right place, but one small mistake or one wrong move might complicate her things in Paris and be ready for going back to America. Mindy has also switched jobs because of her being sacked by her employees, and now she is working as an MC at a drag club, making a name for herself. But will she hit it big time? If not, she might be heading back to China, taking the place in her father's business. So many questions for which we will have to wait and see how things will unravel in the next season of this wonderful show. This is where we end the video today, guys. Thank you for watching until the end. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future.